Good morning, guys. It's Saturday, February the 21st, 2026. Hope you guys can hear some of the birds in the background. I wanted to get a few of those in the background. They were a lot louder just a few minutes ago. I want to invite you guys to sit in with me this morning on a topic that I really feel like the Lord has given me. And honestly, I've never heard anything like this from the Lord before. So it will definitely be interesting. It's interesting for me, and I hope you guys find it interesting as well. I've had my coffee and I'm ready to go this morning. Let's talk about some things, and I might even reveal something that the Lord had spoken to me at the end of 2025. Some things were happening, and I may or may not reveal that. We'll see what happens. Good morning, guys. I hope all is well. I want to talk about how it would have been the day that the door closed on Noah's ship. I've never been asked this question before, but I feel like the Lord asked me what was it like that day when people heard that door shutting on that ship? And that's a big ship. So I started wondering if it's a big ship, that noise might have traveled for, I don't know how far that noise would have traveled when that door was shut. And people knew what Noah was up to for probably around 100 years or so. And a lot of people actually watched him. The neighbors watched him build it, probably went over and talked to him, carried on some conversations like people do today, watched the project like people do today. It had to have been incredible, actually. A ship that big, watching a family build it, getting everything together, just the whole ordeal. People watching for like 100 years. But when that door closed, after people were warned, I'm not sure what the warning was like. It probably went something like this. Noah probably told every time he was asked, why are you doing this? God instructed me to do it. Get right with God. Make things right with God, because you're going to die. Everybody's going to die who's not on this ship. Was there some conversations like this? Noah, can I get on that boat? Noah might even told people like, hey, if you stick with me, maybe even help me build this boat, you can get on the boat with me and you'll be saved, you and your family as well. I don't really know what kind of conversations went on. I think it's interesting to imagine what might have taken place before it happened. But I really want to focus on all the people that were local when they heard that door closed. It must have been terrifying. It must have been horrifying. I mean, I can use all the descriptive words I could possibly imagine, but you can just imagine how bad it was knowing that you had a chance to get on that boat, especially the locals that were real close to. They had to have gotten on the boat, when the animals were getting on the boat. I mean, they had to have been right there. But apparently nobody saw the importance of it, and they weren't willing to stick with Noah long enough to actually enter into that boat. It's crazy. How there was only a few people saved out of the entire world. Apparently everybody was just so focused on themselves and enjoying life and apparently enjoying sin and being part of the world at that time. Genesis 7:16 through 19. A male and female of each kind entered just as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord closed the door behind them. Now I want you to focus on this. God closed the door. God was in charge of the door, the timing of the door being shut. Noah was not in charge of that. No one else was. So only God knows the time. For 40 days the floodwaters grew deeper, covering the ground and lifting the boat high above the earth. Now, can you imagine with me, guys? This had never taken place. Apparently. Never. And that's, maybe that's why people just didn't think it was really going to happen, They were waiting to see if it was going to happen. They had no choice in that matter, but as the waters rose higher and higher above the ground, the boat floated safely on the surface. Finally, the water covered even the highest mountains on the earth. So, guys, at this point, everyone that wasn't on that boat died. Though it had to be screaming. People trying to survive. They'd never went through anything like that before. They wasn't prepared. They weren't ready for that. And Jesus says that that's how it's going to be in the end days, before the tribulation. Everyone was eating and drinking and basically just not being aware and not focusing on the most important things. And that is to be right with God. I want to talk about two men, specifically Elijah. Now, if we can imitate Elijah, I think we're going to be fine. We're not going to miss anything that God has for us. Because Elijah displays what we need to be like I need to be like, so we don't miss anything that God has for us. I wasn't sure how to do this video, and I've been waiting on the Lord for a while, but here's how I want to end it. I feel like the Lord wants me to end it this way. 2 Kings 2, 6 through 14. This is really some incredible scriptures, and there's so much power in these scriptures. Then Elijah said to Elijah, "Stay here, for the Lord has told me to go to the Jordan River." Now listen to this, guys. But again, Elijah replied, "As surely as the Lord lives, and you yourself live, I will never leave you." So they went on together. 50 men from the group of prophets also went and watched from a distance as Elijah and Elijah stopped beside the Jordan River. Then Elijah folded his cloak together and struck the water with it. The river divided, and the two of them went across on dry ground. Now, this is incredible what's going on here. Miracle after miracle. When they came to the other side, Elijah said to Elijah, and I've always got these two confused, "Tell me what I can do for you before I am taken away." Now get this, guys. Not everyone gets to hear this and receives a question like this from a prophet. What can I do for you? Guys, this is an open invitation to an incredible blessing. Incredible blessing. That's basically what he's saying. I'm fixing to give you a blessing. What do you want? But if you notice, he stayed right beside him all the time. All the time. He never let him out of his sight. And Elijah replied, "Please let me inherit a double share of your spirit and become your successor." Elijah saw something in Elijah he wanted desperately. He knew it was the power of God. He knew it was special, and no one had anything special like that. He wanted it, and he wanted it bad. If you want something bad enough from God, you have to stick with God. Stay with God. Don't walk away. Live righteous. Stay clean. before God, all these kind of things. If you mess up, get back up. Just continue to follow Jesus Christ. Don't quit. And this is exactly what Elijah did. Even Elijah was testing him. If you go back and read the scriptures, Elijah was being tested by Elijah to see if he wanted blessings from God, if he wanted it bad enough, if he would stick it out long enough. That's what I see here. And Elijah did want it bad enough. You have asked a difficult thing, Elijah replied. But, let's look at this, guys. If you see me when I am taken from you, then you will get your request. But if not, you won't. In other words, there's a certain thing you're going to have to do. And you're going to have to be close enough to see me. That's close, guys. You can't be at a distance. You're going to have to be real close. Is it possible that nobody made it onto that ship because they just weren't close enough to Noah? Maybe Noah did invite some people. Hey, guys, if you want to be with me, you can. They weren't willing to be close enough and ride it out and stick with Noah long enough to get into that boat before that door was shut. I don't know. It looks like it. As they were walking along and talking, suddenly a chariot of fire appeared, drawn by horses of fire. Imagine that, guys. Oh my gosh. It drove between the two men, separating them. Elijah was right there, along with Elijah experiencing this. Chariots of fire from heaven. And Elijah was carried by a whirlwind into heaven. Imagine seeing that, guys. It's incredible. Here's the thing. If you stick with God long enough, you'll see and experience incredible things. But you got to stick it out. You can't give up. You can't walk away. You can't have long periods of disconnect. You have to do it God's way. But if you will experience these incredible things. Maybe not like Elijah, but nevertheless incredible things. Elijah saw it and cried out, my father, I see the chariots and the charioteers of Israel. And as they disappeared from sight, Elijah tore his clothes in distress. Elijah picked up Elijah's cloak, which had fallen when he was taken up. And Elijah returned to the bank of the Jordan River. He tested it, guys. Here's the test. He struck the water with Elijah's cloak and cried out, where is the Lord, the God of Elijah? Then the river divided, and Elijah went across. Guys, Elijah received his promise. And we're going to receive our promises as well from God. But we have to be so close. We have to be close enough to see. Just like Elijah followed Elijah around and said, I'm not going to leave your side. Guys, this is the mindset that we have to have with God, Jesus Christ. I'm not leaving his side. I'm sticking with you till the end. We need the mindset of Elijah. I hope and pray that this mindset would be in you as well. I'm praying for myself as well, guys. We need that. If we have that, we're going to make it. We're going to be okay, guys. We are going to make it. Just stay with God. Stay with Jesus Christ. Let the Lord do a work in us that only he can do. Be humble. Seek the Lord, and we're going to be okay, guys. We're not going to miss that rapture if we do those things. We're going to be taken out as well, just like Elijah. We're going to make it, guys. I wasn't sure how this video was going to go, Lord, But guys, I pray that you would stay close, super close to God. Don't be like the world, guys. Too far away. If you're too far away, you're not going to make it. But being close is where it's at. Guys, have a great week.